Hello everyone, I am Nina Acevedo. I am the director of the project that had to do with an art exhibit over the invasive plants. This project was promoted by Fulbright Colombia, Proyecto San Lorenzo, Ecológico San Lorenzo, and the Educational Institute Indalecio Vázquez. So knowing that we had so many invasive plants in Pesca, Boyaca, Colombia, there was an idea of how do we let other people know about the invasive plants. That was the question. How can we let the community know that the plants that they see in their gardens, that the plants that they are actually planting, and the ones that they see in their paths, they're not native plants, that many of them are invasive and that they are affecting their own environment. So I suggested and started and promoted this art exhibit. And in this art exhibit, we had it that last November 2021. And we were able to invite many people that came from different communities and different towns. They came and they had the chance to see how the students and the teachers were promoting the knowledge of what invasive plants are around them. As you can see here in the town, here in the main park that they have, they are showing the ojo de poeta. That is one of the invasive plants that they have there. The place where they displayed their or showcase their art exhibit was in the main house that is in the casona. So here is part of the invitation that the students created. So here is where they displayed the plants, the invasive plants. The idea was to let the people and the community come and walk through the different plants, and many of them were amazed that they did not know that, for instance, Ojo del Poeta was one of the plants that was invasive and that it is so beautiful. I mean, in general, the plants are beautiful, but this one in particular is just beautiful, and people like to just plant them and have them in their gardens. This is a display of the different plants that are invasive. Here, let's remember that the students were the ones that came up with different ideas, and they were being supported by their teachers. Here is El Ojo del Poeta, Black-Eyed Susan Vine. A student made a quilt, some made cookies, baked cookies, and they also made some bracelets. And later on, I'm going to explain to you what they did with the bracelets. Another idea that the students came up with their teacher was to create a t-shirt that promoted the finding of the retamo espinoso common course, so that people could be aware that that is actually something that is dangerous to have, or that we should not have in our gardens. Something that the elementary students came up with was the idea of a monster that would just eat all of the invasive plants. That is a very good idea, just so that the students understand that there is something that we have to do in order to stop the native plants to continue spreading across our communities. The upper grades went around Pesca and they located the different places where the invasive plants are. So they showed, as you can see here on the map, where the retamo espinoso is, the retamo liso, and the ojo de poeta are located. And that's good because it makes it easier for us to be able to treat them when we find out what is the best way for the plants to be treated, so that we don't run on deforestation. So that is actually pretty good, so that we can control them. Something that the students also came up with was the exchange, which is trueque. And the exchange had to do with the beautiful bracelets that they created. And their idea was to use those bracelets and to exchange them for food. And the food would go to the people that needed the most, the elderly, or to the people that actually needed the food at the time. Here we see Profe Alexandra, who is exchanging some food for a bracelet. She was one of the teachers that helped a lot in the program as we were putting this together. This is Profe Juan Carlos and Profe Rigoberto, who also took a lead as they were trying to put it all together and making sure that everybody participated. We see how they are giving the food that was collected through the trueque or the exchange. I am very happy to have been able to direct this project and to be part of exposing the invasive plants so that people can be more aware of what those plants are. Here, this is just a little display of other plants that were presented. So that way you can see a little bit more of what was shown that day. As you can see, students were super creative, and thank you to the teachers because they promoted this learning. They promoted the students. They guided them, and they helped them the best they could. Also, they use different materials to show what the invasive plants are. And the wonderful thing that happened was that everybody learned and everybody was aware and is now aware of what some of the invasive plants are. And that was the goal, and it was met. And that was what was happening in Pesca, Boyaca, Colombia.